Welcome. My name is Brian Thomas. I will be teaching Math 150 this semester. Today is a nice snowy day here in January, so I'm just getting ready to begin classes. So this is going to just reach out to you before class starts. This video, again, you're in second semester, so some of you may already be familiar with some of this, but I'm just going to kind of walk through a few things that you may find helpful. Again, we typically like to use Google Chrome. But again, any browser that you feel comfortable with, you're more than welcome to use it. So if you're not sure how to get to where we need to go to get to the KCTS website, what we usually type in is just my math or my path, MYPATH, my path. I hit enter there. You see this my path KCTCS. We click on that, and that'll take us to where your Blackboard is and your email and other things. So most of our stuff is going to be under Blackboard. So it's kind of a one-stop shop place. Kind of just do that. So let me get my microphone down. So as we move forward, courses, hopefully you have that. And these are my courses, so you should have a Math 150 as well. And this should be the view you're getting right now. I'm still building it. There may be a few more things added on as we go forth, but you should see, of course, we have getting started and basic course information to start with. We also have over here Blackboard Collaborate, which is how, if you're at home and you're unable to get to class, you're able to join our session through clicking on join session and joining our course room. So keep that in mind. For us today, we're just going to hit the get started button. And notice how it opens up several little things here. So I have an up arrow kind of closes that back. But if I click on this again, it'll open up, and so that's how we have this little link. This is going to be a link to this video, actually. And the syllabus, let's look at that at this time. In our syllabus, see if we can kind of make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. There you go. So again, my name is Brian Thomas. This is my email address. My office is in the science building, room 120. I do use a Google Voice number, so you can call me or text me at this number. I usually don't answer my phone, but I can always give you a call back on that number. Texting is always best these days, and we'll be using what's called Remind, and we'll talk more about that in class. My office hours, Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday at those times. You don't actually have to come to class to use my office hours. I would be available for any kind of help. If you want to do like that Blackboard Collaborate or something, we can also meet in a remote setting virtually. So again, this is our course description of algebra. So basically, this is like 2 years of algebra wrote into one semester. So it goes kind of quick. You don't have to buy a textbook. It does have an ebook that I'll show you where that is. So if you want to actually see the book, I can show that to you in a little bit. So again, you want to be reading this syllabus carefully. It is subject to change, so keep that in mind. Not all this is perfect as we move forward. So another thing, is expectations. We want you to be on time for classes since you are doing a face-to-face class, and I need to be on time for classes. And we need to be in touch. So make sure you are texting or checking emails daily to see if there's any announcements. And again, professionalism always involves respect. So our goal is to be respectful to each other. This kind of gives us our grading policy, and we'll talk more about grades as we get grades. This starts to get into some of the stuff that's going to actually be in your Pearson product, which we use, I think it's called My Lab Math. So because of this pandemic and things, it's easier to just have a reliable source that you can kind of work on your own pace if you're at home, and you can still be ready for the next semester of classes and you don't miss too much. It can kind of stay on track to graduate. Keep in mind, if you have struggles, text me, email me. There's free tutoring at the Teaching Learning Center, and there's all kinds of stuff that the college has. Just all you gotta do is ask, and somebody will point you the way. Again, we do have 4 exams, and homework and things will also count as points to your grade. Again, make sure all work is due on time. The way our stuff is like Monday through Sunday, and Sunday night at 11:59 ends the week. So if your work's not turned in by Sunday evening by 11:59, we consider your work late. So keep that in mind as you move forward. Again, this is all for you to read. Again, if you're not attending classes and things like that, don't forget to get into the withdrawal policy, because that can save you some stress down the road as well. Lastly, that I will mention is this is kind of the pace of the class. So this kind of tells you where we're going to be from week to week. So you're expected, regardless if we're at school or not, to be caught up at all times and keeping on pace. So it's that our first test is actually, looks like we get into like the first week of February or so, second week of February, we're getting into tests and things like that. And down at the bottom, notice that we have our last day is May 4th. So keep that in mind. So I'll close out that syllabus. We won't talk about the discussion board this time. Pearson Technical Support. Notice how it's a folder, so there's going to be more stuff inside here than just that. So notice how there's a link that you can probably contact if you have issues with Pearson products that we can't help you with. We've been calling them a lot on our side, so they are very helpful. Don't be afraid to call them. They can a lot of times resolve your issues rather easily. And we got a hold of them rather quickly too. So if I want to put that back up there and close that. Miscellaneous information. Again, tech support. If you want to check to see if your computer or phone work here, there's a browser check. We also have, there's that ETextbook they were talking about. So if I click on that ETextbook, see if it'll open up for us. So like I said, when you purchase this class, you do get the book with it. Over here, there's like, we call these little hamburgers or patties or waffles, a little stack of something. If you click on that, notice out there's like this table of contents and things. Also, just it starts telling you what the chapters are. And we're going to be starting like on this polynomials is where we're going to be getting at. So if I click on that polynomials, and that's identified in our course outline. So you'll see these numbers here that correspond to the sections in the book. What's kind of cool about the book though is it also has these little videos, and it kind of explains some of the vocabulary as well that that you can utilize if you're really wanting to get real thorough with your stuff here. So it's a pretty cool little ebook that you could use. So we'll get out of that. So I'm going to stop share there on that. Let's see what we have. I think that concludes it. Let me see if there's anything else here. Oh yeah, there's a few more things. If I close that all back out. So remember how we had this screen here. Notice how you have your grade book. That's where your grades are going to be. And this is where you're going to be going to locate your assignments. this is where your work's going to be done on the computer. This is where you'll be turning in things. Right now, I've only assigned one thing, but I will fill this up and get you going where you can kind of work ahead as well. And notice how it gives you your scores as well. So you'll know how well you do. And I believe you can work questions as many times as you want, and you can make these turn into 100%. It's always a good idea to get that homework score as high as possible, because a lot of times those test scores don't get perfect, and this can really help us out. But I will be building this part up as we move forward. So keep that in mind. Okay. So that sums it up here. This is going to be the three things you see, and this is going to probably be the big one right here. This is where you're going to be doing all of the stuff inside the Pearson product, My Lab Math. Well, I always call it My Math Lab, but there we go. So I'm looking forward to this semester. Be safe in this upcoming week, and hopefully we see you on Monday or Tuesday of next week. Take care.